Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to the best of 30 Days of Sketches by Christie's Beautiful Life. And for today's layout, we are using a sketch by Susan Stringfellow, and it's super cute. So I decided since it had those chevron thing looking things, I was going to do a boy layout. And I've got three photos of Malachi, and they are screenshots. I'm using a few sets of dies, including that old red one from Sizzix that I've had forever. And it is a cozy coupe. Well, it looks like a cozy coupe. All it says on the die is car front. And I cut it out in the red and the yellow, but I also cut some white out too for the headlights. And I'm trimming off the parts I don't need. I It has perforated parts too, and the bumper is perforated, but I am going to make my own for this layout. I am inking it, and I'm inking in barn red, and that those two little pieces I'm going to use them later. But I figured as long as I had that color out, I was going to use them. And then I'm using wild honey on the yellow. And this is that strip I made for the bumper. And I first thought I would round all four corners, but while I was rounding them, I decided to just do the two top ones. And I put that piece on there and I was going to stick it down. However, the yellow was showing, and I had a choice of either cutting off some of the yellow or just add the white first. So that's what I did. Since the Cozy Coupe has no kid in their drive, I am making a kid, and I'm using Spellbinder's Eek a Boo, and it's with costumes, and of course you can make your own too. The wheels, I inked them in white around the edges. Just like to do that on wheels to give them, I guess, a worn look. I don't know, but I do it anyway. I put the white on the back, but I wanted to go ahead and use the pieces that I had cut out earlier so they kind of inset into the little holes there. And I am adding two more in blue, and my plan was to punch out the pieces out of the triangles that I'm going to be using on the layout, only I forgot and just grabbed that scrap and used it instead. And I have the headlights kind of looking up and to the right. And I thought about putting a smile on there in white, but I I debated over it. And I thought I really don't have enough room. If I had moved the bumper down, maybe I could, or maybe I could have put it on the bumper. That's a thought too. I didn't get it on there though. I used the body part of the die set, and I cut it out in striped paper because Malachi has a striped shirt on. And now I'm inking the face with some pink for rosy cheeks. And then I'm backing it in some black so the eyes and the mouth will show up better. And I went to put them on there and didn't see the hair. Nowhere. I don't know what happened to it. So I had to go cut another one. And yeah, and so now I'm highlighting everything. Problem solved. But yeah, and that was quick too, wasn't it? Due to photo editing. I love that stuff. Well, I don't love editing videos. No, no. But I love what it does when you're finally done with the layout editing. I love the voice. I love the voiceovers when I can talk because it feels like I'm talking to you all. But the editing part, nah. I the I turn my layout to the right, and so mine is on each side instead. And I decided to stagger them, one up a little higher than the other. And the photo has paper matted under them and also tags. I have the paper matted just a little neater. I was thinking film strip. That's what I was thinking. And I will add a couple of more things to take the place of the tags later. The original also has a strip of paper there on the bottom. I thought I'd add this border, and it's for ribbon, so you can lace your ribbon through it. But I like using it as is and have a color showing through it. and that blue was not long enough. So I'm having to add to it. And as you can see, I made two. So I am adding it to two. So, but I did cut all that out so you wouldn't have to see it twice. It is on the bottom of the other layout. However, rotating my layout, it would put it on the side. I'd say keep it on the bottom, but add one to the top too. Things I like about this hop is being able to use the layout as inspiration. I needed a place to put my car, and this worked out. My photo strip, first I will have it angled like this, and I did overlap the top strip up there, but I'm going to decide before the layout's over that I want it straight on there. And I'm adding foam tape by my car, under my car, to give it some dimension. And I did consider doing it to the photo too, but I finally talked myself out of it. While I was doing the layout, and that's the reason you did not see this die set in the beginning, I thought, oh, I need to pull out my signs dies. And this die is called a 4x4 by Quick Cuts, and I think it's just called Road Signs. And I'm going to cut out all four of them and layer them for my layout. And I'm doing some of the layers just a little different. Like I cut a little extra black on this and added the black on the outside of the die because it comes with it. It's just don't have anything to stick to unless you put it straight down on the layout, unless you do make something to go behind it. And I'm filling in the sixes so that, it looks more like a real sign. And this one, instead of doing it that way, I am taking the letters and, well, the first one didn't cut out super great. Rather than get rid of it, I am just layering them on top of the stop. And the reason it didn't cut out really good was that the top plate was really warped. However, it's not as warped now because I ran it back and forth through there with no dye and it got down quite a bit. It's still a tiny bit warped, but it's pretty old. I need to buy some new ones. I am on the last die, I think. No, I still have the exit one after this. And again, I am using the little edge, cutting out a little edge there to glue the outside part onto. And later, after the layout, I thought, and I was looking at the layout, I should have probably done the outside in black, but I didn't. I think it looks cute in black because I've done it, but for today, I just did not even think about it. Um, there's all my signs, and I did think about clustering them all some way for together, but I thought it'd look more like a clump instead of a cluster, so I didn't do it. Since my car has been highlighted and inked, I inked and highlighted my signs too. I don't always do that. Um, I am putting them on foam tape though, but while I'm doing that, I want to mention that about my photos. It is screenshots, all three of them. And the top one, I got ink on it and didn't see it till well after it started the layout. So I tried to clean it up a bit, made it worse. So I will reprint that the next time I do a collage because you usually have to do an extra one anyway, especially if you want three. And there's one more there slot. So I just go ahead and print something I think I'm going to want three of the next time. So when I do this one, I will be doing it to replace though. Anyway, he is sitting there in the car in a seatbelt, not a car seat. The reason being my son was showing me the video and he was recording it and Malachi was laughing because he's pretty happy to be in the car seat. And they weren't going anywhere. They were sitting there in the drive. And my son was sent me the videos, was telling me that's what they were doing, but that it made him happy anyway. And I said, so you're pulling the wool over a 1-year-old's eyes? And he says, yep, and not ashamed a bit. So they're sitting there in the driveway. And it's probably just extra time with Daddy. And of course, getting to sit in the front seat with the seatbelt instead of the car seat. That was probably a lot of fun too. I am using my EK Success Star Punch, which is discontinued at this time, but I love that thing. So I am having to ink some because the cardstock I used has a white core and it's kind of on the old side. I've had it a while and it came in a paper pad, but it works and it's good colors. I really like the colors on it. So I am inking the edges where they got a little bit ragged in that punch and putting them around there and highlighting them too. I figured as long as I was highlighting everything, I was highlighting everything. And yeah, so they're getting highlighted and that will be the end of my layout. But while I am doing that, I want to point out below that you will see a link to Christy's playlist for this hop. There's gotten to be so many in the hop that Christy thought she would do a playlist instead. So everybody that are doing this can link themselves to the playlist and then their videos are on there along with everybody else's. And they're going to be released the day that they're supposed to be released on. So if it's not one that's available yet, it will not even show up in what you're watching. And if you leave a comment below, I'll try to get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I would appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, of course, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so very much. I appreciate everyone watching this video today. Oh, and I forgot, I added the little star to the car when I was taking the photos. I thought it needed something there. But since it was blue, I decided that I would add some yellow behind it to make it show up just a little bit more and add a little more dimension to my layout. I'm sure it doesn't have enough yet, but have a happy, scrappy week. Have fun on the hop all month and all the inspiration that everybody is given. There is so many on this group. Bye.